Hello, my name's John Price, and this is one of a series of short videos about competitive bidding in bridge. In an earlier video, I talked about week twos. I'm going to go a little bit further with week twos and also introduce week threes and even week fours. Let's look at an example. Okay. This is a good example that fulfills the requirements for a week two. Firstly, it has to be a weak hand. That's 6 to 9 points. And here we've got 6 points in diamonds, 1 in hearts. It's a 7-point hand. And it has to contain a 6-card suit. And we have 6 diamonds. But that 6-card diamond suit has to be pretty strong, in the sense that it has to contain at least one of the top 3 cards, and we've got that. In fact, we've got 2 of them. And it has to contain at least 3 of the top 6 cards, and the king, queen, and the jack fulfill that. So if you had an opportunity and you picked up this hand, and you're either the dealer, so you could open, or perhaps the first person has passed and then you're second to bid, then because you're weak, then it's quite likely that the competition has quite a few points. So rather than being free bidding, you'll find that people, both sides, will be competing for the auction. So in this sense, we're trying to jump in quickly and see if we can grab the contract and spoil the party for the opponents if they've got the majority of points and wanted to bid freely. So this one would be a great example of opening 2 diamonds. Now about 50% of bridge club players only play 2 weak twos. That is 2 spades and 2 hearts. They reserve 2 diamonds and 2 clubs for other special meanings. The other 50%, and it's the more modern thinking, have 3 weak twos. That is spades, hearts, and diamonds, but they save the 2 clubs, again, for a special meaning, namely the big one of 23 points or more. So you need to make sure that your partner and you have discussed how many weak twos you're going to play, if you're going to play weak twos at all. With 2 of my partners, we just play 2 weak twos. With the third one, I was able to convince her that we want to be a little bit more modern in thinking, and we play 3 weak twos, and we would open, if we could, 2 diamonds with this. Another good example, we have 6 high card points. That fits the bill of being a weak hand. We've got 6 hearts, and yes, we've got one of the top 3, and we've got 3 of the top 6 cards. It fulfills all the requirements. It's pretty well at the lower end, i.e. 6 points, and the 3 honours are pretty low in their ranking, but still, this is a good example of opening 2 hearts. Now, the higher the ranking when you open 2, the more difficult it is for the opponent to get in. So, in a sense, this one is a probably better and more fulfilling week 2 opening than the 2 diamonds that we had earlier. Now in this case, we have spades as being the long suit. We have 3, 5, 9 high card points. So that's at the top of the range. We've got 6 spades, and we have got a queen. Yes, one of the top 3, and we have got 3 of the top 6. So this is a very good example again of opening 2 spades. And 2 spades is the best weak opening of all because it really does interrupt the bidding for the opponents. Good. Now we've also got here 9 high card points. That's good. We have got 6 spades. That's another tick. And we've got one of the top 3. That's great. And it's the ace. And we've got, oh, no, we don't quite have 3 of the top 6 high cards in spades. If that 8 had only been the 9, then this would have been a good example. But you have to draw the line somewhere. And I suggest keeping to the rules, whatever boundaries you've set, then keep to those. Mind you, you have to agree with those boundaries with your partner. So in this case, I think I would pass. Now we have a good hand here. It's weak. We've got 6 points, all in diamonds. We've got 2 of the top 3, and we've got 4 of the top 6, and we've got, oh, wait a minute, we have got not 6 diamonds, but 7. Now this takes us a little bit further. This is a good example of not opening 2 diamonds. You can't. You've got too many diamonds. Only open a weak 2 with 6 of a suit. But if you have the criteria of having 7 of a suit, a weak hand with 7 of a suit, then you can open 3 diamonds. This is a weak 3. Now, unlike an weak 2, where some play 2 weak 2s, some play 3 weak 2s, at the level of 3, nobody's got a problem about using this for all 4 of the suits. So you can have a weak 3 in also all clubs, diamonds, hearts, and spades. And this is a good example of opening a weak 3 diamonds. Another 7-card suit. Okay, points. 7, 8. So yes, it is a weak hand. We've got 7, which is what the requirements. Now, what about the value of the high card points in the suit that we're going to bid? Well, I think you can be a little bit less restrictive in this. Certainly you want to have one of the top 3 high cards. And we've got that, the king. But after that, probably you could get away with only having 2 of the top 6 cards. Though in this case, we have got 3, the king, the jack, and the 9. And it's clubs. That's okay. We can open 3 clubs. Another 7-card suit in clubs. Again, let's just check it out. We have 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 high card points, and we've got 7 clubs, and we've got 1 of the top 3 honors, and we've got 2 of the top 6 cards in clubs. But I've got a doubt about this one. And it is, although we've got 8 high card points, I'm afraid I would not want to award myself anything for that singleton king of diamonds. Now, later on in the bidding, if perhaps my partner bids diamonds, then I might reevaluate this hand. But we're talking about opening a weak 3. And in this case, nobody will have bid at all. So I'm actually going to recommend that this should be a pass, though I know many players who are willing to take a little bit more risks than I would go for an opening of 3 clubs. When you're opening 3 at the level of 3 with a weak hand, things can get dangerous. You're sort of expecting to go down anyway, but you just wanted to interrupt the bidding of your opponents. But if you're vulnerable and you get doubled, it can be nasty. So I would say having a 6 to 9 point hand, but sometimes that might be not how many high card points you've got. Now this looks good. We've got we've got 7 high card points in the spade suit and another 2 in the diamonds. It's a 9 point hand, and we've got 7 spades. That's another tick. We've got 2 of the top 3 honors. This is a very good example of opening 3 spades. And opening 3 spades is the best preemptive bid of all, because if the opponents are going to get a contract above that, it'll be at the 4 level. Now we have a 7 card suit again. We've got 6 high cards in spades, 4 in diamonds, that's 10, and 3 in clubs. This is a 13 point hand. Okay, it's much too strong to open a weak 3. Weak 2s and weak 3s are what they say they are. They're weak hands. So don't be tempted to open 3 spades on this. What you should do is make an ordinary opening of 1 spade. But then if you're going to make an opening, you have to think about what your next bid is going to be. Should you tell your partner about your clubs? No, of course not. Spades is the trump suit you want to have. For goodness sake, look, you've got the king down to the 9 of spades and 2 more after that. So I suggest that you open 1 spade and then your next bid would be 4 spades. Now, oh my goodness, now look at this one. This has got not 6, not 7, but 8 spades. But it's a weak hand. You've got 9 points, so it's in the 6 to 9 region. And you've got 8 of a suit. Pretty unusual, but it does happen. It took me maybe 20 minutes to scroll through random hands to come across an 8 card suit, but they certainly do arise. And I suggest that if you're willing to play weak 2s, that's 6 of a suit, or weak 3s, that's 7 of a suit, then why not, when you have 8 cards, to have a weak 4? And in this case, this would be an absolutely ideal hand for going straight for it and opening 4 spades. That is a great example of a weak 4 opening, 8 of a suit, and by golly, the opponents are going to be pretty stymied about that bid. So, to summarize, open a weak 2 if you've got 6 to 9 points, 6 of a suit, 1 of the top 3, and 3 of the top 6 cards. Open a weak 3 with 6 to 9 points, it has to be weak, 7 of a suit, 1 of the top 3, and 2 of the top 6. And open a weak 4 with 6 to 9 points, 8 of a suit, 1 of the top 3, and 2 of the top 6. I hope this has been useful. Thank you for listening.